Joining me on the program now from Athletes in Action, Jono Donald. Jono, kia ora, nice to chat with you again.
Morning, Andrew. Great to be here.
A win and a positive end to the championship for the All Blacks. Not at the top of the table, but back-to-back wins. It's been a while since the ABs had back-to-back wins. Jono, that's not a great season.
Yeah, and we've still got some games to go, remember. We've got
Yeah.
the Northern Hemisphere tour, but you're right. The Rugby Championship's finished. Hey, the All Blacks got it done.
They
And
did.
I thought there was some encouraging signs out there. We continue to rotate through the squad and different guys getting a go. But yeah, polished off the Aussies. This did have the making of an upset. It was looking like, Australia had brought back in their big bopper, Will Skelton,
Yep.
144 kilos, to see what he could do. But he left quite early on with a head injury, actually.
Wow.
And so I was pleasantly surprised with how we played, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We got the job done, 28-14. We even scored the bonus point right at the end.
Yeah.
And we put the pressure on South Africa, and South Africa had to win against Argentina to win the Rugby Championship, which they did, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think some positives.
Yeah, no, I think it was a great wrap up for the championship round. It was nice to put a little bit of pressure on the Box, not too much pressure, because it wasn't too much. Will they beat Argentina? Although Argentina also having a great season at the moment. The question, I suppose, is this good enough? Does this put us in a good enough place for the Northern Hemisphere tournament? It's been on again, off again a little bit for the season. Some big matches to come as we head north, and it'll be a long season for some of those players.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what I've been watching this week is one of the All Blacks, Tamaiti Williams. He's one of the props, and he actually has a vlog. And so I found it by accident on YouTube. And if you want to see behind the scenes of the All Blacks or, of our top professional players, go and have a watch of these vlogs that he's doing. So the vlog I watched, they went to Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
They fly to Australia, and they fly to Chile, and then they fly somewhere else, and they have off days here and in the pool here. And it was really cool to see behind the scenes. Like, these guys are regular dudes.
Yeah.
And they're incredible athletes. And there's a bunch of pressure that's put on them, but it's so cool to see them going out to the markets and getting a coffee and just sort of that behind the scenes stuff. And you're right, it is a really long season. He actually said on this video, he said that 65% of the All Blacks games are away from home.
Wow.
So these guys are traveling a lot. They're giving it their all, but they're away from family and they've got different pressures on them. And so really fun to see them, with the guitar, a whole bunch of the All Blacks just crowded into a room, and they're singing some songs and, having a good time. And I think that's really good for me. I think it's good for me as a rugby viewer and as a watcher, just to see. Oddly enough, it kind of humanizes them a little bit. It's like, these guys are just regular dudes. They're just out there doing it,
Yeah. No, that is super good, and it brings it back down to earth, I suppose, because so much pressure put on. What are the ABs going to do, and the World Cup coming up, and all of that type of pressure. They need to be able to balance that, and something which I wanted to jump into this week, Mental Health Awareness Week this week, and there's a lot of talk about the physical health, and this person's been injured, and will they be back from injury for this next game, and how is this going to affect the play? And I know also some regulations come in for next season about how much on-field time each player has, and perhaps some restrictions there. But also wanting to make sure that we're looking after the mental well-being of our top athletes. And that's a part of what's being communicated. Not just are they fit enough to play and win the game, but what's their mental fitness. That's equally as important, if not more so.
Yeah, these guys have got long seasons. Totally right. And I actually, some of these regulations coming in, it's around how many games they can play in a row before they have to have an off week, or certain periods of non-contact time. Later this year, I'm going to be in Fiji and working with some athletes there, and have a friend who he works with the Drua, but he was saying they start in November.
Wow.
So they're starting their pre-season in November. And what month are we now? October.
Yeah.
And rugby's still going. You know, some of these top guys they're kind of playing year round.
Yeah.
And it's such a physical game. You know, the injuries and all of that mounting. So I think this is some good changes. I'm not sure how it'll play out for us, particularly, you know, the Northern Hemisphere players, they play a lot more rugby than us. So maybe it affects them a little bit more than us. But anything that's trying to look after the athlete and put them first, I think that's a real win. Just to jump to the NRL quickly, last night I stayed up and watched the grand final. Which, man, it was a grand final, and it was an epic game. The Broncos, they won for the first time in about 19 years. Reece Walsh is just simply unbelievable. He scored a try, he saved 3 tries, he set up another 3 tries. But the overwhelming thought I had watching this NRL grand final was almost like a gladiator type environment, where we, the crowd, there's these players in there that are just trying to kill each other. The amount of head contact I saw, the amount of shoulder charges to the face that were just, I was falling a little bit. That doesn't matter. I was thinking of the players a bit. I was thinking, man, these guys, they're in there, and we kind of make idols of them, or they're there for our entertainment. And that kind of was a bit of a contrast as I've been thinking about the All Blacks a little bit and just seeing behind the scenes. And, you know, as we talk about mental health for these guys, how are they really doing, you know, when they're put on such pedestal and such pressure? It actually can be really unhealthy for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things happening, I suppose, with the grand final. You know, there's everything to play for. You leave it all on the field, including about a litre of blood. You know, so you don't need to keep something back for the next week's game. But there's also the stamina aspect, and this is physically and mentally, that if it's saying, hey, I've got to be doing this week in, week out. We're going to be traveling. We're going to be in different time zones. We're going to be playing at different altitudes. Mentally and physically, it's stamina and endurance as much as anything else for some of these guys, right?
Yeah, totally. And I did quite enjoy, again, just jumping back onto that vlog by Tamati Williams. You know, they land in Chile and they've got a day and they go to the pool. It's just, hey, we'll get a pool session in and some massage, or they've got a day off here and they're down at the markets as a coffee festival.
Oh wow!
And so I was quite encouraged actually to see that, you know, these guys do have a bit of rest and sometimes it is about just getting acclimatized, and it's not all about performance. And I would say the same on the spiritual side, and that's really what we want to teach with Athletes in Action, is teaching athletes that, hey, you're not defined by your performance. And although your performance and the result does matter, there's a deeper thing that defines you and grounds you. And so when things go really well, hey, you stay grounded. And when things are really bad as well, you're grounded in truth of what and who Jesus says that we are. So I think that's real crucial as well.
No, super important stuff. And hey, don't get me wrong, sport can be really good for your mental health, but not when it's dependent on what type of result that you get and what the score is and all those sorts of things. That needs to be something which doesn't depend on the results, although, hey, we have our ups and downs in that regard. Hey, Jono, really appreciate the work that you do at Athletes in Action. Of course, athletesinaction.org.nz for more information on that. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for being part of the program once again.
No worries. Thanks, Andrew.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.